In this video, I'm going to review the Apple Series 3 watch. I'm coming off of an Apple Series 2, and I bought the newer version because I go to the community garden a lot, and my husband wanted to be able to get a hold of me since I leave my phone in the car, because otherwise I forget my phone at the garden, and that's a bad thing. So anyhow, the Series 3, what it does is it allows you to receive phone calls and text messages without having to have your watch available. And so that's what it's supposed to do in theory. And you pay an extra $5 on your phone bill to have that feature, which sounds like a great idea, right? Sounds wonderful. If it works. And I've had this since October 16th. I'm gonna give it a 10%, and really that's being pretty generous because it doesn't work really very well. And that's even in a Wi-Fi situation. I'm at home and I can get messages, text messages on my iPad, phone calls on my iPad, but I don't get it on my watch. And don't you think that's kind of weird? Yeah, I do too. I paid $600 for this watch. I do expect it to have that feature. So I'm not really sure I'm gonna continue paying the $5. I might not, because I'm like, come on. And I have updated my watch and my phone, so that's not the issue. So Apple, I say, get it together. Okay, other things that I wanted to talk about, this workout app. Now, it will tell you what your activity level is. The rings get calculated based on your movement. The red ring is the movement ring, and what that will do is it will calculate when your activity level is greater than or equal to the intensity of a brisk walk. Otherwise, it's not going to calculate. Now, you can force it to calculate, which is what I do, because, again, I'm coming from a background of Fitbit, Bodybug before that. So like I was a Fitbit user for 6 years, and then I used the Bodybug for like 2 years before that. So I'm used to wearing wearable devices, but I'm also used to wearing a wearable device that all you do is put it on and it's going to give you credit for every movement you make. So for me to do this guy, what I have to do is I actually have to go in here, tap on the green, let me do this again, tap on the green Running Man, and then either say I'm doing indoor or outdoor walking. I prefer the indoor walking, and you could just double tap if you don't want it to go through the ring thing, and then it'll calculate your steps moved and tell you, every little inch of movement, which is great. That's what I want. I want credit for every time I move. The thing you have to watch out for, though, is sometimes this will be on pause. So if you take off your watch, or sometimes even when you're just, I don't know, not doing much, it'll actually pause. So I don't like that, because, again, I want credit for everything I do. One other thing I wanted to let you know about is stairs. So it'll calculate, oh, this is really weird. Flights climbed. I've done this video like 3 times. It was set to a 0 before. How did I get credit? I don't even know if I went upstairs, but that's weird. Finally, it's giving me credit for flights climbed. I actually contacted Apple. I swear to God I did. And I had to go all the way up to their Apple Watch engineers, which I never actually got to talk to the engineer because the setup call, like, it auto called me after made an appointment, and several days later the auto system called me then to hang up on me. They never called me back. So anyhow, so then I had to contact them again. See all the stuff I go for, you guys? Anyways, so what I found out is it needs to be 10 feet high in order for it to calculate a flight. That's how it's programmed. But let me just tell you something. My stairs, I measured my stairs for you today. It's 13 feet high. No, not working. Still not working. And I never had a problem with my Fitbit calculating flights calculated. So I'm not sure. You know what I have to do for this to calculate a flight, which is so stupid? I actually have to pretend to go up 2 more steps. And then I get flights calculate. Who's going to do that? I mean, it should just be based on a regular house. Now, they said if I wanted to start a campaign, I could, and we could go to apple.com and we can contact support and we could all put in a request for this to improve. Now, I'm not sure, like, really, I don't know, I think it's kind of aggravating. I paid $600 for this watch. I kind of want it just to work. So, Apple, if you're watching this, I don't think we should have to do a campaign. You should just improve this, okay? Thanks. When you force it to track your steps and movement, it does drain the battery a lot faster, like a lot faster. Now, the Series 3, the battery life is a tiny bit better than the Series 2. The problem, though, like it'll start being at 10% around 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, just depending on how much activity I've done for the day. So I guess if you work in an office, you could charge it for an hour if you're just going to sit around and do emails and be stationary for an hour. But again, it's a great inconvenience, you know? And so I don't know. I mean, I figure if Fitbit can do it, how come Apple can't do it? Come on, you guys aren't you more powerful than you're way bigger of a company? So I don't know. I have bigger expectations, that's all. All right, because I'm a positive person and I don't want to leave on a negative, I'm going to talk about some features that I do like on the watch. I love Apple Pay. It's safer to use than a credit card. If there are vendors who take it, Starbucks and Sprouts works great. Albertsons, it depends on their registers. It doesn't always work. Apple Music, and I picked this little goodie up at TJ Maxx. Sorry, I don't know the brand name. I tossed the box, but this was only $20. Just the speakers there, so I can place it around my neck and it will play. Or I can insert the earbuds, but I kind of like just wearing it around my neck. And it was $20. The little earbuds that Apple sells, I'm worried that I'm going to lose them. You know, it's another thing I have to keep track of, and I don't want to deal with that. Other apps that I like are the Maps. The Maps is great when you load up your navigation on your phone. This will tap you left versus right when you need to make a turn. So that is really cool. I also like the timer. Siri works way better than it did before. And when I had cookie day at my house, I used the timer. I would just tell Siri, hey, let me know when 10 minutes is up, whatever. And she would tap me, which is great because when you are in a room full of people, this will tap you to alert you, which is better than playing a sound. I think it does both, but I really like the tapping feature.
In closing, my favorite feature of all time is this little button right here. I
click it, but it would stop my recording because I'm using my phone. But this thing lets me know where my phone is. It works better than the Tile. It works better than the Mint. It is awesome. I can be in my car, just click on this little button, side button here, and it will tell me
if I have my watch or my phone or not, because if it's not in the car,
that won't show up. So it's awesome.
I really appreciate you watching this video. If you are listening to this right now, wow, thank you. But I just wish that somebody would have made a video like this when I was looking for my watch. Because I'm just being honest and trying to give you
a good insight to what really is going on with these watches. So hope you enjoyed it. Life after 40 is good, and so are you. Thanks a lot.